I'm Carolina Barco, and I'm here at the gala of the dialogue. This is an institution which is fundamental in Washington for Latin America and among think tanks.
I think the Inter-American Dialogue is the think tank par excellence if you are interested in Latin America. I have not come across any organization that can give you two very important things. One is analysis of all the pressing issues in the region, and two, access.
So it's an honor to be here, and I'm glad that we are able to have very important people from the region, from politicians to private sector to social sector.
My name is Lee Cullum. I'm here from Dallas, Texas. And of course, that's a part of the country that is very close to Latin America. And so the dialogue has special importance for us. And I'm here to celebrate the work you do.
A very good evening, and I'm sure you all are enjoying this wonderful time at the dialogue. And I would like to give a very warm welcome to Esperanza Cueto, a distinguished Chilean lawyer and social entrepreneur, who we honor this evening for her far-reaching work to better the understanding of gender inequalities in the workforce. I would also like to welcome her three daughters who have come to celebrate this evening with their mother. And I understand that Esperanza's mother decided to join them too, so she's very, very welcome too. I am sure her mother and her daughters are not only great company, but have been a source of inspiration and learning. For many years, Esperanza has been involved in programs that address education, innovation, and poverty reduction. Since 2012, Esperanza has led the Fundación Colunga, a private nonprofit corporation that promotes civil society organizations that work on these issues, and which offers innovative solutions through Colunga Hub. However, tonight we would like to focus on Esperanza's broad and influential work on women's rights. In 2012, she founded ComunidadMujer, a nonprofit private corporation committed to research and policy proposals seeking to increase opportunities for women in the workforce. She led the institution until 2016. The work of ComunidadMujer goes from research to concrete proposals and programs to strengthen the skills and work of women in Chile. Let me share a few examples. In 2016, ComunidadMujer analyzed around 100 studies and government sources to produce the first comprehensive gender, education, and labor study. As the report states, in Chile, as in most countries, it is not the same to be born a woman as it is to be born a man with respect to education and labor opportunities. The study, which focused on gender inequality during a woman's life cycle through indicator analysis, showed the gap in access to education and employment opportunities of women during the course of their life cycle. During the past 25 years, so they studied it from 1990 to 2016. It further highlighted how women with lower incomes face greater challenges because of less education and limited job opportunities, and that this situation has not improved significantly even as the levels of poverty have decreased in Chile. This comprehensive study was followed by a second report this year that studied the challenges of 3 different generations. As a result of these analyses, ComunidadMujer has launched mentorship programs and leadership courses. There are mentoring programs to women to help women choose their careers, to start a business, and to grow it. Other programs focus on leadership skills for young women. The studies and programs of ComunidadMujer, although centered in Chile, have had far-reaching impact. The campaign #Las Niñas Pueden or #GirlsCan that looks at the stereotypes of the girls and girls from birth and through their formative years and the way it shapes their aspirations and limits their career options and labor opportunities has been embraced internationally. This study finds that girls feel they have less mathematical ability and that professors have lower expectations with respect to girls' performance in math, even though they do very well in school. Therefore, it is not surprising that a very low percentage of women pursue careers in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. The work of ComunidadMujer and all the organizations that have been inspired by Esperanza have led to a much greater understanding of the persistent gap in economic opportunity for women. She is an internationally recognized thought and opinion leader on the issues of gender and work. It is an honor to bestow upon Esperanza Cueto the Inter-American Dialogue's Leadership Award for Women's Rights and Empowerment for her commitment and impact on policies and programs to address the inequalities and opportunities for women in education, work, and political leadership. Please join me in recognizing Esperanza Cueto and her outstanding achievements.
Muy buenas noches. Thank you very much, Carolina, for your words and for the warm mention of those institutions that are so dear to me. First and foremost, my deepest thanks to the Inter-American Dialogue for this award. It is a great honor for me to be here. When Michael Shifter first invited me to come and receive this recognition, in addition of the joy and privilege, my thoughts immediately turned to all the women that are receiving this award along with me. Because the achievements of ComunidadMujer in these 16 years have been the product of a collective effort. Tonight, I'd like to acknowledge them. The hundreds of women who in our support programs found the recognition they deserved as well as the means to project their dreams. My collaborators and friends who pulled their passion, their talents, and their determination to open up new pathways for the women of my country. And with genuine emotion, to my two grandmothers and my mother, who raised me in the awareness of always remembering my origins, where the strength and courage of being a woman prevailed over the lack of privilege. I have always been a firm believer in the community's power to tear down walls and in the value of collective perseverance over individual ambitions. These are the reasons that what I want to share this award with all of them, those who were here before me, opening new grounds for women around the world, and those that continue pushing and changing for change and transforming our lives. It is true that we have come a long way in last decades. We have broken stereotypes, made gender issues occupy all agendas, inserted ourselves in power structures forbidden for centuries, and shone a light in our invisible role as homemakers and mothers. But it is also true that we still face huge gaps that affect female leadership. There is a long way to go. We are well aware in this in Chile. We have made enormous strides in the past quarter century in my country. We have consolidated our democracy. Poverty has been greatly reduced. We have had a woman president twice and have achieved gender quotas in politics. However, our presence within the circles of power is still low, as is our social and economic participation. And let me remind you that gender violence is the most brutal demonstration in this ongoing debate. According to the World Economic Forum, the overall global gender gap could be closed in 79 years in America and the Caribbean, and it would take more than 2 centuries to achieve global gender gap equality in the world economic sphere. 200 years. Of course, it is much less than tolerable if our goal is full development. It is not by chance that in the past year we have witnessed an unprecedented movement on a global scale. Women of all ages and conditions have demanded equality and respect for our rights, questioning a prevailing culture that reinforces the asymmetric imbalance of power in every way. And they have done this with growing force in favor of change in gender relations that should be at the base of any just and democratic society. I believe that the current women movements portrays this era well, a contradictory one in which stagnation and lag coexist with the creations of conditions for a new social contract to take place. What is encouraging is to see the dialogue taking place between generations and between women and men, because gender equality is not an issue limited to women. It is a challenge for every modern society. And what is our common duty? To speed up our pace. Apuremos la causa, we say in Spanish. The time is right. The new generations are telling us that we can and should do the things differently, and they are urging us to do it now, not tomorrow, not when the wrong decisions lead dramatic and violent crises. This is their message, and this is one that we should be capable of absorbing. There is no sense of retreating into defensive positions or passively waiting for the reactions of our government. An active civil society working together with the public and private sector has a potential that has yet to be fully realized. That is the vision that led us to launch a new philanthropic project 6 years ago, Colunga Foundation, named after my family's Spanish roots. In the face of poverty, inequality, and exclusion, the aim is to strengthen those who are currently working with the most vulnerable people in Chile and Latin America. Through a social impact fund and in partnership with academia and the public-private sector, Colunga Foundation is building capacities and opportunities for civil organizations and through them promoting effective changes for children and adolescents. In other words, we are investing in the future with a direct social impact that favors innovation and a collective perspective. What is the purpose of being complacent with the current states of affairs if we know that our country's greatest capital is its people? What should be the justification for not acting or to continue doing everything the same as we have always done? We have learned that every opportunity given to a person has a multiplier effect. I am convinced that each of us can make a contribution from wherever we are positioned or however we feel we can make a difference. That, at least, is what I've tried to do in these past years. I've been privileged to be aware and to have the possibility to continue working in accelerating the urgent and necessary change so that no one is left behind. Yes, because a better world is possible, and that is the invitation that I extend to you tonight. Let us learn to recognize and provide a space for the enthusiastic, innovative, and diverse civil society. Let us become active promoters of collaborative work without borders and with long-term vision on critical issues in order to achieve a better quality of life for all. In particular, I would like to ask that you join the battle that cannot be delayed any longer, because gender equality is an avoidable ethic mandate. Let us build a society in which once and for all girls can be born and grow up to have equal rights and opportunities. I am certain that many of you hold the world of possibilities in your hands, in your own areas of influence. Let's not squander the opportunity to make a difference. I cannot see a better way to bring about stable democracies and create more just and prosperous societies. Our poet, Gabriela Mistral, the first Latin American to receive the Nobel Prize of Literature, once said, "Tengo un día, si lo sé aprovechar, tengo un tesoro. I have one day, if I how to take a knowledge of it, I have a treasure." Yes, we have this treasure, here and now. Apuremos la causa. Thank you very much.